Do ghosts really exist? Are we alone? Is there life after death?
It looks like a giant ape with a man's face.
Hey, Dark Waters family. This is the YouTube limited tease of Chasing the Truth with Shawn Graham. Go to IamDarkWaters.com and subscribe, and you can find my entire tell-all interview with Dark Waters, the king of horror narration. So enjoy my small clip with DW.
You've told me about the keys of Solomon and this, that, and the other. Care to explain that?
Yeah, well, to answer your first question, how do I protect myself and defend myself? I use the Psalms of the Bible to defend myself. So, for example, there are 150 Psalms in the Bible. Out of that 150, like 20-something Psalms are about protection and spiritual growth. Some of them are for your finances. Some of them are for relationships. So when I'm preparing to go on an interview where I know I'm going to talk about stuff like really, really go deep, I will, for days prior to that, I will, in the morning, I'll get up at like 5:30 and I will pray every last one of those Psalms before I start my day. Like I would literally sit at my altar and read every last one of those Psalms out loud in my household. And I'll do it day after day after day after day after day. To help build that layer of protection. Then that night before I go to bed, I'll go through the hedge prayer protection, which if anybody really needs that, it's on IamDarkWaters.com. If you go on the front page and scroll all the way down to the bottom, it'll say, are you haunted by something? Do you need help? And it says, click here. And it takes you to the hedge prayer protection, which is a prayer that invokes the intercession of the Archangel Michael and a whole host of people that can help you. And so I'll pray that prayer. That is a very, very powerful prayer. I have discovered extremely powerful, that really, really does make a difference. So prayer is what I do. And some people consider reading the Psalms not to be praying, but it actually is praying. That's all that was David's prayers to God. So that's what I do to protect myself. And if we were talking about the keys of Solomon and the Testament of Solomon is more what I was talking about more than anything. I'm a studier of the Word of God. So I've read the Testament of Solomon, probably 15 times. I listened to it like 20 times because you need to know what you're up against. And that Testament of Solomon, which is just his life's testament and his testimony of what he did when he was building King Solomon's temple, which anybody who knows anything about masonry knows that the whole Masonic order is based around the building of King Solomon's temple. And King Solomon was one of the wisest men ever on the planet. So if you want to be, a wise person to have understanding, then you need to study these things. The reason why I listen to that is because I need it, and I always need to understand and remember that it's spiritual warfare constantly going on. You get bogged down in your daily life, paying bills, doing things with kids, washing, cleaning, cooking. But if you're not aware of the spiritual battles that are always at your doorstep, then you find yourself, at a disadvantage, a significant disadvantage. So I think I've told you this before. I walk probably about 25 miles a week for exercise. And so in the mornings when I'm walking, I get up and I pray. Then after I pray, I go walking. I listen to the same Christian motivation that I play for people on Sundays, which is playing all day today. I listen to that as I'm walking. And it's just a constant reminder that there's a realm that we have, that we exist, a realm that is there, that exists, that we operate in, that if we understand what's going on and we're sensitive to it, then we don't have to suffer. Or if we do have to suffer some kind of calamity, it just makes things easier. What I will tell you is, since I've increased my prayer, specific prayers for specific things, I've seen a hell of a lot more success financially, emotionally, and relationships, business. I've seen a huge increase in success, and I'm very happy about that. I really am. And I didn't know, Shawn. It was like I was taking these spiritual attacks, like massive attacks that I didn't even see. So, for example, if you go back and you look at YouTube, right, when I first was on YouTube, and the people that I kind of beefed out with. Now, to me, YouTube beef and New Orleans beef are two different things. So I would call it a disagreement. I had disagreements with, because beef is something that you don't come back from. Beef to me is something where somebody loses a son or a daughter, right? I mean, that's just beef. But for these guys, it's beef. When I went back and I looked at it, and it was actually God who revealed to me that I need to go back and look at it, the people that I was arguing with were all atheists and Satanists. And I was just like, wow. When I went back and looked at it, I mean, they were professed Satanists. Like, yeah, I'm a Satanist. You know, the whole satanic emblems, the whole nine. And it was that group of people that were attacking me. And I didn't realize it then, what was going on, because I was just like, hey, I'm under attack, and I was handling it the way I normally handle an attack. You know, it's kind of like, all right, these guys are dumb. Let me destroy them. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that. Bam. It's done deal, right? Well, now you notice that you don't really see me attacking anybody anymore. I don't even give into it unless it's just something that's just absolutely insane. Because now I realize, okay, these are attacks. Just like the person I told you who called me recently, who called me the N-word, a coon, said my kid should be taken from me, like all kinds of stuff. Then a year later, you call me and you want to work with me. And I'm like, wow, okay. I could destroy this person. I could set him up for an interview and just make him look stupid. But I say, the better thing to do is just let him sit there. They know what they did. I don't have to go back and forth with them. So now I've gotten to the point where I don't even fight those battles anymore, because I think God can do something way worse to them than I can ever do. So that kind of answers the question. And again, you'll even see me say things like this on Facebook. Like, if anybody who really wants to get to know my personality, like, my Facebook page is where you find out the most about the way I think, how I operate, the mood I'm in, everything. I don't have a personal Facebook page. I only have the one for Dark Waters. I think Facebook is a spy tool for the government, and I don't use it personally, but for this, I use it. But there you can kind of get an idea of who I am, because I'm an open book about how I feel about things, and I don't hold back, anything. I just tell it like it is. Whether it's things going on in the industry, whether it's things going on with people that I'm dealing with, I pretty much don't hold back.
Wow. Okay. I view the Bible as not only as a spiritual tome, but also a historical recounting of history. So let's talk a little bit about giants and Anunnaki and all of that. So what's your opinion on all these characters in the Bible?
My opinion on the characters in the Bible, my opinion on the people in the Bible that's, pretty much documented history, is that it's documented, and that it's well documented across religious books. So it happened. For people who may say it didn't happen, it's documented across multiple different religions, reference the same people. Sometimes the names are different, but they're still talking about the same people. So those people existed. To specifically get into giants as characters in the Bible, the Inhuman storyline that it's done, but I haven't been given permission to release the rest of it, really goes into not only the transhumanism, but it also goes into the rebirth and what people are actually trying to do to bring those giants back. So let me take the audience back for a second. A while ago, I referenced the Testament of Solomon. If you haven't read the Testament of Solomon, and I'm going to take you guys all the way around the corner to bring you to what I'm talking about, but I need you to understand this. If you haven't read the Testament of Solomon, basically what it is that Solomon had a servant who fled and left him, and he wanted his servant back. Well, he found out that his servant was possessed by a demon, and the demon was the reason why his servant left. So God gave him a symbol, a pentagram, not a pentagram, a pinnacle, that allowed him to control the demon.
This has been the YouTube tease of a tell-all interview with Dark Waters, the king of horror narration. And I am your host, Shawn Graham, with Chasing the Truth. Go to IamDarkWaters.com and subscribe to get the full 2-hour interview with DW. Join me Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Central on the Dark Waters radio channel on the Paranormal Radio app, and let's chase the truth.